Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Terminus podcast for the weeks of December 13th, 2014. This is episode number 16.
Woo!
If only we had a 15 in there, we could make it all complete. And, but before we complete anything else, you all need to remember that the train will terminate at this station.
Okay, and this week we are in beautiful and rather dark Roanoke, this is where everything disappears, and currently all the trains have disappeared. So, on that bombshell, let's get moving.
And where stuff gets fired up.
Stuff gets fired up. You know, nobody get fired up. I didn't get to see anything fired up at all, so...
So fire up.
Or anything not fired. I just didn't get to see anything this week. But, hopefully I'll be coming home. Well, I will be coming home soon enough, and then TJ, maybe you and I could do some rail fanning over Christmas break.
Whoa.
That was cool.
It is Christmas break, not winter break. Christmas break.
Well, then you could also call it Hanukkah break.
I don't care.
Can I say what happened?
I'd rather they call it Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas break than winter break.
But you're still excluding people.
I'd rather they say every religion rather than winter break.
But what about people that don't have a religion?
Well, then they can go and be atheists.
Then they can go on winter break.
Go UP.
Yeah, then they can enjoy the fact that the only reason they get a vacation is because of religious purposes and no other reason. So they can call it what they will as well, just not winter break.
Yeah, Wiebold's picky about naming.
Yes.
He doesn't get anything else anyways. Neither does DJ.
No.
Milky does, though.
Do you have anything? Nobody has anything for real fanning.
Well, who wants to go out during winter?
That's
so many
true, although it
yards.
hasn't snowed here yet.
It snowed here.
All I have to say is so much 1501 yard moves.
I believe that'd be so many.
No. Wow, such 1501.
Yeah. And that's my real thing. TVA, do you have anything?
Yeah. Don't call Conrail. I called Conrail and somebody actually picked up the phone.
That number again is 1-800-272-0911.
Don't call it.
As soon as somebody picked up, I hung up the phone because I was scared.
Power move on the rail cam.
Don't call it, because eventually they'll figure out that it's because of Terminus that people are calling and actually paying attention to Conrail for once.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, but this is like more publicity than they've had ever.
Alright, anyways, phone call. I'm not done yet. 6 Amtraks, and drunk guy is not let on the train and throws his case of beer on the tracks. After this, he gets told off by the cop, and cop walks away with the case of beer. While
Damn right he does.
While I'm sitting on the bench.
Thinking just what the
heck.
And yet another person has chosen to take their own life using an outbound freight. It was 1 a.m, and my dad and I are light sleepers, and our windows were open. With it being 1 a.m, there is almost no ambient noise in the town that I live in. We start hearing this train so loud it seems very close to our house, and just going nuts.
And then it comes through the wall. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So by the time we get over there, the train has stopped. A cop is pulling up with a rail security and a mess on the front of the train. 2 last things. I saw...
Why are you giggling, Milky?
I saw 2 heritage units. I saw the Southern Pacific Heritage Unit and the Chicago and Northwestern Heritage Unit.
Oh.
Because Milky was the one that called the hit.
No.
It wasn't, you know.
They missed the Durango Roundhouse by 200 miles.
Anyways, that's all I got for real
feeling
fanning.
200 miles is a bit off.
I forgot. I saw 30 Union Pacifics.
30.
30.
Too much time on my hands.
Seriously, no.
That was perfect.
That was awesome.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it.
So we got through Trackside Tales pretty much as fast as can be. So moving on to the local stops where I don't have very much. Of course, last week we talked about a lot of the Christmas trains kind of kicking into gear. By this point, number 4 up at the main narrow gauge is halfway through its, license that it was given. Nobody else has really said anything. I don't think anything particularly new has come out of Steamtown. Not that I'd expect very much this time of year, at the very least. The B&M 3713 project still hasn't updated their webpage. Still.
God dang.
Because they're so good at this. Like, this is why people don't pay attention. Because these guys are... Most of the people that work on engines are apparently Luddites and don't mess with websites. If you want to get the young people interested...
You let them know that, so it's
use the internet. The power of the internet.
The series of two.
Be like the Hudson Project, except actually get stuff done.
Be like the Denver, New Orleans, and use the internet.
Since when do you guys use the internet?
It was a joke.
I don't know.
I figured as much.
The Oregon Sun and use the internet for everything.
But yeah, no, most things are shut down for the year. Most things are covered, except for the people who get to stay indoors and work at things. Notably, the guys from the T1 Trust. They have been getting work done. They just recently used a 3D milling machine to cut out their driver centers. So now they have the mold to make the cast out of, so that they can actually cast the driving wheels for the engine. And that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Also, they spoke to the Washington, D.C. NRHS chapter. So, and once again, the talk was a big hit. So they've been getting more and more people on their side on this, and it's getting better and better.
Holy crap, what happened here?
Also, apparently, latest news is from 12/14/14. If you remember the date that I wrote, or that I said at the beginning of this episode, I think somebody mistyped something on the T1 website. Because apparently this news that I saw several days ago is from tomorrow.
What magic is this?
I guess it's not on the Wicasset line.
where the date stays, where the date is the date.
Shut up, Wiebold.
He actually can, because apparently he has nerfed. This is the time of year where...
Actually, I misspelled that. It's supposed to say GURP.
Oh, GURP. You have GURP?
GURP.
You have more GURP?
No,
More GURP.
not really. I just wanted to say GURP.
What the hell, GURP?
Gurp, 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 gurp.
Anyways. TJ, it's your turn.
I don't have anything except for, the same stuff I had last week.
Great
It's
job.
the same stuff. They're doing Christmas trains.
Yeah, everyone's doing their Santa trains.
And of course, this Google Drive won't freaking load. Oh, there we go.
Remember what we used to say at the beginning of this podcast?
Train news is slow.
Yeah. Hasn't gotten much better now that we're coming into the winter here.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on to Milky then.
Fire up 60 have been knowing. I guess you could call it food season.
Wow.
But they're calling food back into them track. And it could be fired up in 2015.
Wow.
Excellent.
They're making really good progress on it. So.
At least somebody is. Once again, the people that get to stay inside to work on their engines are a lot better this time of year than for example, I don't know, normal running excursion railroads who don't tend to go out in the snow.
Yeah. But speaking of excursions running in the snow, the Holiday Express is making its last run today, as in the day that the podcast is being recorded, and
So,
tomorrow.
When you hear this, it's too late.
Yes. And Union Pacific. Nah, they know choo-choo.
Well,
But
I
for
can expect those guys to be working too hard to bother updating their website. They've got a big project ahead of them. Big project.
Yeah. The biggest project you could ever take on.
In terms of tonnage, that is.
Well, building the new one.
Yeah, at least they have all the parts.
Yeah.
That's what they should do. They should just build a new one from scratch, because why not?
Because it's ridiculous, that's why. What does Milky have a point?
Because Union Pacific.
He has a point because of flu season.
Flu season, I think I missed this.
You did miss it.
Yeah, where is this? I missed it.
I was making toast.
He said flu, Fire Up 611, they're doing the flu installation, and he says you could call it flu season. I was like, no.
Oh, come on.
You shall not pass.
Oh, that was great, though.
And for Project 819, full steam ahead, as there's a new board of directors for the museum that they're doing. And they plan on making 819 one of their main priorities. So.
Alright.
So, full steam ahead on that.
Steve Rawr.
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 Steam Rawr.
Rawr.
You had anything, TBA?
Yes, actually, the Roaring Camp and Big Trees Railroad is hosting their Christmas light trains on the dates December 13th and the 14th, which are the days that this is being recorded and the date that it will be out.
So, each of these Terminus takes approximately 3 weeks to record.
And also the 19th and the 23rd.
Okay. Well, at least you've got a shot with them. If you're making last-minute train riding plans.
Quick, go ride the train!
Come on, ride trains that you ride.
Excuse me.
Stop dying.
I'm sorry. I need water.
Then go get water. Ice water tower challenge.
Well, my Locomotive Versus is being
ALS water tower challenge.
So I'll be back.
Have fun. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the RPO car in the meantime. So, in the news from railroads, I've only got one little piece, and it's an extension of the story that I talked about last week, involving the train from China all the way to Spain. Now, it's being called the Silk Railway because, play on
the Silk Road.
Yes, precisely.
I listened in social studies
because the Tweed Railroad sounded too dumb.
Tweed Railroad. Yeah, railroad has been dubbed.
Was already taken.
The 21st Century Silk Road, or the Silk Railway. Its route is longer than the Trans-Siberian Railway and the Orient Express, which is unsurprising because it goes farther.
Wow, really? Ellis?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you mean they don't have interdimensionally and matter bending equipment?
Well, not
they have
yet.
Solar freaking roadways.
Railways.
Solar railways.
Solar freaking railways.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
The spikes light up at night.
The signals are powered by air.
30 containers carrying 1,400 tons of cargo, mostly toys, stationery, and other items for sale over Christmas
stuff you can
across
find
Europe.
made in China.
Yeah, most of the stuff you can find made in China for sale around Christmas time, which is why it just got here. Yiwu is the world's largest wholesale hub for small consumer goods.
Yiwu.
That's racist. The journey was apparently a test run to assess the viability of adding Spain to a route that already links China with Germany 5 times a week. So this stuff was kind of already going on, which is quite something. I didn't know that.
That is amazing.
It links Beijing with Hamburg.
Hamburg.
Fitting.
Yeah. So China is Spain's biggest trading partner after the European Union. So about 16 billion euros.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
Holds pinky to mouth.
That's quite a hefty amount of money there.
Yeah, it is. Speaking of 16 billion euros, I'm gonna go on a tangent here for a minute and mention that some Italian thieves recently made off with about 260 tons of Swiss chocolate. If you guys know the Lindor truffles, yeah.
No.
So the authorities have apparently found 70 tons, but 190 tons of the chocolate are still missing.
What?
Merry Christmas.
I want in on that crime ring.
Sorry, you called us pasta suckers.
Somebody is having death by chocolate right now.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with it?
We are holding it against you.
Oh, was it the Italians that
Yeah,
stole
it was the Italians stole Swiss chocolate.
Yeah, but it was the Germans and the Swiss chocolates in the first place.
Shut up.
Calling ancestry rights.
Yeah, ancestry rights on stolen chocolate.
Yeah, you calling ancestry rights because they're Italian.
Hey, no, I'm just saying you're not getting any.
Viva Italia.
Exactly, that's my point. They don't even watch the Terminus. They don't know.
Maybe
Although
they
that
do.
wasn't Terminus. Technically, I've never even said that on Terminus, and you have been the only one that said it on Terminus about 5 minutes ago.
Who are you going to believe, audience?
I think you should believe the pasta sucker himself.
What?
Never mind.
And there he goes. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Completely.
I'm going to toss this in there just as a kind of filler, because why not?
Because Wiebold left. Just kidding.
I didn't leave.
I know, I'm kidding.
Leave me alone.
Leave Brittany alone.
Leave Billy alone! Leave him!
I managed to spell heist wrong. Okay, moving on to whoever's next.
Today I'm heistelin.
Let's do fate. Because all my news weeks do fate trains and somewhat passive trains.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Before you go ahead, I want to point out the on the news of different kinds of trains. I saw a little Reddit thread that I wish I could find again, but it was somebody saying, "I wish I'd never got on," and it was in the Amtrak subreddit. So I was like, "Oh no, this is gonna be bad." Like somebody,
that one.
somebody else had a bad experience with Amtrak. No, the person writes, I normally take New Jersey Transit from Trenton into New York, but I decided to, even though the price was a little more, go for the Amtrak just once. And now I don't think I can ever take a New Jersey Transit train again. So,
I'm sorry.
I was like, yes, someone had a good experience with Amtrak.
Woo!
Justin's happy. Justin, what
I
is
think you mean
pants?
Person X. Shh.
Oh. Person X no longer goes to the train club, I don't think.
We've said that before.
No, but like he wasn't there. Like the past couple months I've been going, he hasn't been there. So.
Well, that's unfortunate.
He'll show up
I
when you
know,
least expect
for
it.
him. He'll show up the whole time you're back and then never show up again.
I'm okay with this.
It's like an arch rival that you love to hate.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
you just love
guys,
to be
What?
annoyed by him.
I put something in the chat.
Uh-oh.
Right,
Let's see what this is. Okay. Well, let's just show this to the audience for a second.
Seems fishy to me.
Rio Grande Garrett. This doesn't seem like...
Oh, no, not that.
No, not that.
That's amazing. No, the thing I posted at the bottom.
What's this?
Rio Grande Garrett's fantastic.
Oh, it is What in the hell are we looking at?
Seems fishy.
What the fuck is this? What the heck?
Sure.
I can't look at that anymore.
Well then.
Well,
I have a
then.
feeling
Moving
I
right
got
along.
a point for that. Okay, good.
Crazy locomotive. Oh, it's the Garrett. That's awesome.
Garrett is
I want
amazing.
that in trains.
He's got the whale tenders on him, too.
Well,
That's
Wiebold
so
knows how to
cool.
reskin, so you could probably do that.
I know how to reskin, I don't
Minnesota
know how to
Karma
model.
Train.
Just use the
The 24-inch one.
yeah. Oh, supersize it.
Supersize me.
Super size me.
Super
No.
size. Anyways,
Oh, cold every day.
Milky, go right ahead with your stories now.
Okay, Metra and Venus up, I'm assuming. Push Boxer to untangle whale corridor, which pretty much means that we're building it.
Yay.
Well, that's a
And
good thing.
end up some other news from the Midwest, because I have no Western news. That is. Wisconsin by completes purchase of 70-mile Union Pacific main line. Smiley face. They finally purchased something from those train clusters.
Wait, who's the
What?
Dream Crushers? Union Pacific or Amtrak?
Union Pacific.
Why are they Dream Crushers?
They took over SP.
They're your dream
Well,
crushers.
And they took over Rio Grande too.
I'm gonna call them Dream Makers because right now they're restoring a big boy.
yeah.
Oh,
Technically,
yeah.
Rio Grande took over SP, and then Union Pacific took over Rio Grande. But
And
Well,
it's all, you know, what's it called?
Fish
Corporate.
pie.
they're both heritage units.
Corporate.
It's all relative.
Corporate semantics. So it's a mess. It's a mess.
And CSX ranks at number 6 on top 100 list of military-friendly employers.
Yes.
It's surprising because they have a survival rate of like 2 years on
Tank
CSX.
train is coming.
because CSX has such a low survival rate due to all the accidents.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory with Jesse Ventura.
And that's it for my RPO.
Have we?
So,
How many? Just in recent memory, how many CSX accidents have we reported on?
we haven't.
Yeah, one maybe.
Hmm.
It's like not General Motors. It's like General Electric building bad locomotives. It's just kind of a cliche.
They build bad locomotives?
Yeah.
It's a big cliche that everybody kind of subscribes to.
You mean those green and blue ones with the lights on the bottom?
Yes.
Choo choo.
Smoke coal every day.
Pot manly.
Oh god. No, not that.
Yes, that.
I
No.
tabbed out. I tabbed
What was
out.
But,
DBA, do you have anything?
oh my god.
No, I don't.
Hold on then. Just let me patch this one thing up, and then,
Well, what is the RPO car? Because I'm not quite sure.
News.
what-
News.
Just interesting stuff.
Oh, news. No.
generally
Mail.
news.
Okay, well,
Let the rain
Just
fall.
filler, guys, filler.
Filler.
caulk, DAP,
Yep.
liquid nails,
Cows go move.
Quickly.
flocks. Shoot, I just got off the page I actually needed to be on.
Just use,
Fill.
reopen, close tab. Wait, what browser do you use?
Sand.
Safari.
Grout.
Route.
Grout?
Route bully.
I heard that Sonic
Cement.
milkshakes make pretty good drywall.
What?
Oh, burn.
Cement.
But who
Yeah,
cares?
go.
It's time for... And today we have something particularly interesting that's been in the backlog for a while, but we didn't quite have the pages
And
we
awesome.
needed.
And it's awesome.
It is quite awesome. You know why? Because these guys go up to also. Wiebold. I still
Yes.
don't have it. Oh wait, yeah I do. I
Woo.
pasted the link and then I didn't use the link. So let me use it to snag onto the page here. Because what we're doing is a competition of Cog Railway steam. That is the Manitou and Pikes Peak Railway versus the Mount Washington Cog Railway.
Woo. Specifically their latter class of locomotives, not the vertical boilers and not the hand cars that we had.
You guys had hand cars that go up the mountain?
They were kind of like... They were more like crank cars, really.
No, let's go hand car versus Devil's Shingle. Race
You'd
to the
have
bottom.
a dude sitting there going... as he wound this gear up the hill.
Oh my god. That sounds like an awful job.
Yeah. Trouble is, when you go down, you go... Zzz, and the crank is spinning so fast, you get beat up.
That's why you need a, a
ratchet?
Yeah, a ratchet.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that was not invented in workers. Workers honestly never voiced their opinions about how bad the conditions were. Granted, their jaws were broken, so they couldn't if they wanted to, but...
That's because, yeah, they were either... Yeah.
Anyway.
They were either injured or dead when they wanted to voice their concerns, so nobody listened to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just used hand signals. Or messages from the above.
There's sign language. They're like waving their arms frantically. Like, oh, you loved the ride? Thanks, come again.
And that's why the unions were created.
What the heck was that?
That was what they would say.
Making passionate noises.
Passionate noise.
That's a way to put it.
Oh, sure, passionate.
If that's what you want.
But specifically, the engines in question are Washington Mount Cog Railway number 2, which is the Ammonoosuc, and Manitou and Pikes Peak Railway number 5, which doesn't have a strange Native American name.
Not gonna use number 5. It's just that class. They're all the exact same.
Oh, okay. Because the other guys are not necessarily the exact same.
Yeah. We're all exactly the same, and I'm just using number 5 because it has the best picture, honestly.
Okay.
It's the best to look at.
Who's using their mouse?
Yeah, who is scrolling loudly?
I'm sorry, it's me.
Damn it, TBA.
Well,
well,
in the podcast.
First things first. What is your boiler pressure?
My boiler pressure is 180 pounds per inch. What is yours?
Only 140, unfortunately. And
Okay.
on this engine, at least. It may have been different on other ones, because they're all different.
Yeah.
I actually, I don't know why, but I decided to go with the oldest one with a build date of 1875. That's still running to this day.
I have build date for this specific one of 1901, although the class itself started construction in 1880. So pretty close on age, actually.
Yeah. What's the driver diameter on those engines?
My driver
80,000
diameter
years.
is 22.5 inches. What would yours be?
We've got a full 2 feet, which is kind of big.
For a mountain engine.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that big. I thought they were, pitifully tiny.
Yeah. Which is curious because the driver diameter doesn't really matter at all.
No, it doesn't.
In fact, you'd almost want it to be smaller. Although then you wouldn't. But that wouldn't matter.
You still need to get up the hill. I mean,
yeah, but you
unfortunately...
don't need it. Big drivers make you go fast. They don't make you go strong.
Yeah.
That's why 080s had little drivers.
Yeah. Small drivers make you go strong. Big ones make you go fast.
Yeah, and then the Mount Washington Cog would go up the hill at about 2.5 miles an hour, something like that.
Pretty slow.
Or still does. The diesels go about twice that. But,
I think we could manage about 6 in some areas.
well, yeah, you guys weren't going up Jacob's Ladder, though.
Yeah, although we were climbing Pike's Peak, which is
say
what you will, it's kind of a claim to fame.
It's taller than Mount Washington, that's for sure.
At the base station is taller than Mount Washington.
Yeah, well, that's cheating. You start there.
Yeah. Base station to summit, it's a heck of a lot taller.
Yeah, it still is a lot taller than Mount Washington is. Unfortunately.
But imagine trying to maintain a railroad on the worst weather in the world.
Oh yeah, that's the name, that's the claim to fame. If I can find a picture of, hold on,
Meanwhile, our claim to fame is we have 300 some odd days of sun every year. Despite being Colorado.
And a lot of smoke.
It can be cold and it can be snowy, but it'll still be sunny.
So I have this picture that I'm going to put up here of what the observatory on top of Mount Washington tends to look like not necessarily in the winter.
Not necessarily in the winter?
No, it will look like this in the winter, but it doesn't. It might not look like this, or it might look like this other parts of the year too.
Like, what is that supposed to be?
This is the top of Mount Washington.
But what are we looking at directly?
That is a sign.
That's insane.
That is a sign with icicles hanging off the back, and in the background there's one of the buildings with ice effing everywhere.
That's insane.
And yet there's a ski area across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, though, just going back to the engines, I think ours are a little bit more standardized because they're built by one of the largest, if not the largest, locomotive builder in the United States and North America, Baldwin, and they were also standard gauge.
Well, that's true.
So they were a little bit easier to repair, and crews were a little bit more familiar with them.
The Cog, the Mount Washington Cog, I was mistaken on what I said earlier. The Mount Washington Cog's engines were built by the Manchester Locomotive Works, which was later taken over.
Who?
Manchester, which was later taken over by Alco. So it was Alco Manchester, I believe, that bought them, or that built them. They have I unfortunately don't have yours, but they have a tractive effort of 7,600, which
Although
is...
we figured that tractive effort doesn't count.
Doesn't really matter that much when you have a rack rail. Just for reference, 7,600 is about... It's a little more than a
quarter,
sixth.
maybe?
It's a little more than a sixth of Uint F-51.
Yeah, it's not very much, really. That's a lot less than...
But it's quite
that's probably about half of a 440, maybe.
Yeah, it's quite some to go up the 37.5% grade that is Jacob's Ladder. What is the highest grade on the Pike's Peak?
I don't actually know. It's not Jacob's Ladder. I think we figured that it's not steep.
I think it's like 25%, I want to say. Because I remember some very nice symmetry of the median grade, or the average grade on the Mount Washington Cog was the same as the highest grade on the Pike's Peak.
Let's see. It was...
Also, holy cow, your engine is more than twice as heavy as mine.
Yeah. We're pretty heavy, although our gear system, our track is deeper, thicker, and has triple pinions, so we get a heck of a lot more grip.
You're also a tank engine.
We are also a tank engine, so we're a little bit better for getting fuel into the engine, considering the fireman doesn't have to take a leap of faith to get to the tender.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. The Pike's Peakers aren't tank engines, are they?
No, they are. They have saddle tanks. They have saddle tanks, and I think that's a coal bunker in the back.
So they're just S's.
I'm not entirely sure.
So they're just S's.
S is a cog?
They're just not STs.
Oh.
No.
Well, I don't know.
I think because of that, we push probably for cuteness points, because you do have the diamond stacks and the nice green paint job and everything. But I mean, look at our engines. They look kind of chubby with the pistons like right up next to the boiler and the tanks kind of straddling it all.
They look kind of beefy actually compared to the Mount Washington Cog engines that don't look very powerful at all.
They look beefy, but they still look kind of cute.
Yeah, it kind of fits. I think the Mount Washington Cog Railway look kind of fits, especially when you look at something like... Hold on, let me bring up a picture of Jacob's Ladder for everyone to look at. And that's not... Okay, don't Google Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, you'll get a bunch of biblical stuff.
No.
No, you won't. I'll tell you right now, no, you won't.
I actually have a picture of the thing around here somewhere. It's in my backgrounds folder, so let me grab that real quick.
Yeah, now I'm googling Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, I don't. Turn safe search on.
Don't be busy.
What the heck is this?
Here's a strange question that I hadn't even thought of for myself, actually. Do you know what coupler system you use?
We don't use one.
You don't use one.
The engines are permanently tied to the tender, and the coaches just kind of rest in front of the engine.
Ha!
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, it is.
Ew.
Yeah, buffers.
Ew.
Did you?
They did. What?
TJ, watch. Your mom's gonna come home and not only be mad that you're on Terminus, but is also mad because of...
My mom's home.
Anyways, this is I brought up a picture of my Washington Cog number 6 going up Jacob's ladder, and I think the dinky kind of feel looks right, because on Jacob's ladder you're kind of just sitting on these posts. You're not even on the ground. In fact, you're not even close.
I'd hope you're not on the ground on a Cog engine.
Well, no, I mean the track is not on a roadbed. You're just
there's
on the
image of an accident at the Mount Washington Cog.
There have been them, unfortunately. There was one where one of the 9-part switches was accidentally tripped by a hiker and thus derailed the train.
Wait, what happened?
One of the 9-piece a hiker was walking across one of the 9-part switches, and
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh. These guys have saddle tanks?
No, it didn't. Okay, hold on. No, it didn't. I know what you guys are thinking. The Cog Railway did not hit the hiker.
No, I know what you're thinking. It hit one of the switches and it was incomplete because it's 9 individual pieces and it derailed.
And derailed the train. And that is a steep place to roll.
That's not a great place to derail, considering you're not just going to coast to a stop. You're going to speed up quite a bit before you.
Yeah, if you're going
speed up and
down.
possibly blow up.
Yep, if you're doing it wrong, or if something bad happens. Yeah, engine number 3 derailed at the Skyline switch about a mile below the summit. The engine rolled off the trestle while the uncoupled passenger car slid several hundred feet into a large rock.
Do they have any runaway tracks?
No, they don't. They have one passing siding. Frankly, a runaway track is not something that is easily used when...
because it had to fix the 9-part switch.
Yeah, you have to throw the 9-part switch, or you would have at that point.
It's a runaway.
Speak of, even though they are kind of charming and they're neat to talk about, we never used 9-part switches. We had normal-ish switches.
Normal-ish?
Normal-ish because they were just dual-gauge switches, like the Denver and Rio Grande Western used. They were just double-frogged.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't know why we,
I don't know why you guys use those.
I don't know, maybe they just didn't trust the maybe it's because it's got a different kind of rack system, or something.
Might be, because you guys have a closed rack. I think ours is open.
Yeah, I was actually looking at your rack, and, oh my. But I understand.
Oh my.
Well, but I understand,
Are you sure you weren't looking for the builder's plate?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Strasbourg reference.
Throwback
we
to
have
the
an open
conversation
pinion.
earlier.
There was a pre-show thing. You've also got 10 and 15. Oh, you've got double cylinders.
And Wiebold also found.
Yep, we're compound locomotives, but for whatever reason they're upside down.
They are upside down.
We have compound cylinders. We also have reverse draft gear, so you have a heck of a lot of leverage on those wheels.
Yeah, I noticed. That's a little bit weird.
Even though we don't know the tractive effort, it's a lot.
All right, yeah.
That leverage, it's very slow, but it's the equivalent of trying to climb a mountain with a broom as to trying to climb a mountain with a crowbar.
Yeah, it's quite some. Anyways, one last thing is the wheel arrangement on them. It's actually, it's completely true. I didn't even think about it this way. Apparently, I just like all duplex locomotives because the Cog is an 0220, with the 2 sets of wheels affixed to the rigid wheelbase and each set having its own set of pistons. So the engine has, 4 pistons.
Is that just out of curiosity? That's the criteria for a duplex. They have to be fixed and have their own set of pistons.
Yeah, each one is fixed, has its own set of pistons.
I was gonna say, because wouldn't that make it like a Garrett? But that makes sense if they're fixed.
Yeah, it's the difference between a Garrett where neither of them are bound to the boiler. There's another power move going by. Oh no, that's flat cars. There's another. Hold on. Garrett, where the wheels, neither of the sets of wheels are affixed rigidly to the boiler. A Mallet, where one of them isn't, or a Duplex, where both of them are.
Okay, that's clever.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never knew that. The more you know.
Do-do-do-do.
And we are much more typical and probably a little bit easier to maintain by that aspect because we're just 042s. They run off of the same piston and are less likely to slip.
Didn't keep the Cog guys from maintaining, like, how many of them? How many of these engines do we have? I know I talked a while ago about we put one on display, but we still have like a dozen of them.
Would be kind of
we have a bunch of them on display, and we have one that is still in Steam.
Yeah. I mean, we have Pepper Sass. We have 2 locomotives that are number 1. We have Pepper Sass, and we have Mount Washington. Then we have Amanusuk, we have Agio Kochuk, Kemagus. These are all Native American names. Musalaki.
Balake. Where Balake at?
Actually, there are 2 of those, apparently. Oh. Apparently, yeah.
How is this in any way safe? There's a picture of a dude cleaning out the flues of Camuscus or Chemic.
Yeah, number 6.
Well, it's under Steam.
What?
He has the smoke box door open.
Picture me this.
He appears to be piping out the flues, but the engine's in Steam.
Send me a picture of this, because, what?
I don't know how you do this. Maybe it's forced perspective?
No, he's doing that. They must be using the Steam. They must be using the Steam to help him clean. I can't think of any other reason.
Isn't the Steam what you're trying to get rid of, though?
No, you're trying to get rid of the
schmutz.
The schmutz, yeah, the gunk. I figure Steam would actually help in that. It's just normally a bad idea. But these guys...
Yeah.
These guys...
And the fact that the Steam is going to kill you.
Well, these guys probably have a low enough boiler pressure that it's not something to worry about very much.
That's true. That's true. You do have a very low boiler pressure.
Low.
Interesting.
Well, not very low, but yeah, you get what I said.
Also, yeah, the amount of steam coming out of the stack right then. It's like they opened all the valves.
Well, my theory.
Diameter.
My theory is, seeing as how they're using steam to clean it, what if it's just the steam that they're using escaping out of the top?
Yeah, but where would that steam be coming from other than the engine? He's not, like, holding a pipe. At least as far as I can tell.
He's smoking a cigar into the flues.
That also doesn't make sense why the pop-offs are going and there's steam leaking out of the pistons.
Yeah. Okay, well...
Well, that theory was shot down.
Unless you have something else to say, Wiebold, I think I'll call the end of it there.
Yeah, I'm pretty much good. I feel like this one is actually really close, and it could go either way.
I also, as a last style points thing, for both of us, we both have Steam running or under overhaul to be running. And
biodiesel. Yeah.
Well, we have biodiesel.
We both have biodiesel.
We have biodiesel in an effort to not create as much cog smog, which was an actual thing.
That was seriously a term?
It still is a term. Whenever you see, this cloud of black hanging over Mount Washington on an otherwise clear day, they're running the steam engine. Which is actually... Yeah.
They're running the steam engine.
Which is actually every day. They have one steam train a day. Which they have at least one steam train a day. The other trains are... they always say it's a toss-up. Like, you're not sure if you're going to get steam or diesel if you go for a random ride. But one train a day is specifically steam.
One more question. Why is it that the tenders are level on the track, but the engines are tilted like most cog engines?
Well, actually, it's just the boilers that are tilted.
But the the cab on this one that I'm seeing is tilted.
Hold on, let me look at it again.
On Wildbeck. Tip Top has a parallel cab.
No, Washington...
Wildbeck does not. I guess it's by engine.
Yeah, I guess it's by... Once again, these guys were built over a very long period to probably not so standard schematics.
Probably just like, oh, it looks
some of them
somewhat
are
like
bezel
that
with
one
the tender,
building,
but
Johnny.
Others of them, it looks like there's a 5 or 6 foot drop between the tender deck and the cab deck.
Yeah. It's,
And you know what happens when you can't get at your tender decking?
you fail.
You fail when you can't get to the tender decking.
Yeah. They got new coaches as well, but...
Boo.
Anyways,
Oh, and we have a rotary.
you do have the rotary, which is quite some style points.
Whoa!
We have the cog-
rotary?
Yeah, we have a cog rotary.
I want to see that now.
Hang on, let me find a picture of it.
I'm gonna start punting these things in here. You guys can feel free to make your votes.
You guys implying Milky, TJ, and TBA?
I know, I'm thinking.
This guy.
I am too. Because I'm not really an expert on this stuff.
I don't remember what it was called, but I put my hand in favor of Wiebold's.
A Pike's Peak.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cog.
That looks cool.
Yes, thank you, TJ.
Hey, I'm
TJ
an
was-
Easterner.
TJ was...
TJ says Cog.
I'm an
this is
Easterner.
Cog.
Cog.
Okay.
He just says cog.
I thought you said thank you because I voted for Mount Washington, and I was like, yep, I'm an Easterner. I'm from the East. I would vote for the Eastern Railroad. I was like, oh wait, they're both
God damn it,
Thank
TJ.
Okay, Milky, it comes down to you then.
No,
Who
no,
do you
no,
think wins?
Washington. I voted Washington.
I get it,
Yeah,
TJ.
we got that. We got that.
God,
Dear God, man.
I'm
Bearing
playing
all that
jet
in
car
mind,
stunts.
Milky, who do you think would win?
Okay, who wins at the most unnecessary railroad ever?
The railway to the moon!
The railway to an Arctic place in the sun. That is an oxymoron.
How about
Look at this snowblower car.
the place in the ice?
Pike's Peak wins my vote, as well as my vote for the least functional and least practical railroad.
Yay! Wait, what? Yay! Oh. Not sure whether to be happy or disappointed about that, but thank you, Milky.
I voted for it, but I called it terrible.
That snowblower car looks awesome.
I need to tally
Like,
up all the
don't
other random stuff that we put in here.
Just remember that the only difficulty with that snowblower car is that if something goes wrong, it'll be rolling down a mountain toward a highly populated city, probably at the speed of gravity.
At the speed of gravity. At the speed of push.
Yeah, near terminal velocity.
Gravity release me.
And don't ever hold me down. Okay.
Shout out to Coldplay. 2014, never forget.
Woo. TJ, you spelled liar wrong.
No,
What?
You spelled liar.
What is he on?
L-I-E-R.
Who said... I'm confused. Where? Where did you say
TJ called
liar?
JDur a liar, and he spelled it L-I-E-R.
Spoilers.
JDur's a quitter and a liar.
And you're despicable.
Yeah.
JDur said... I kept telling JDur he should charge you.
Well, wait, are we on that part of the thing yet?
No.
No.
We'll get back to it, though.
Then, yeah.
We'll get there in a bit.
To be continued.
Laziness the silent killer. I vote TJ goes first, cause what?
So, funny story, really.
We're on a model railroading, by the way, everyone.
Alright.
So, I was sitting here playing my Xbox earlier today, and I was like, you know what? I was on a Skype call with a couple people, and I was like, you know what? I think I should put my brackets up. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
I was
And
like,
then you didn't.
and then I didn't, because I didn't feel like it.
Wow.
And so the laziness is the killer of my hopes and dreams to be having a narrow gauge part of my train layout.
Oh.
Maybe tomorrow.
That's because you're despicable.
Despicable.
Hey,
Or next weekend.
I will help you.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm kind of waiting for. Or not.
By the way, this is something that you should look at, and it's a
What?
great desktop background if you can crop it. I
is it?
I use it as one of mine. It's a picture of Mount Washington Cog going up Jacob's ladder.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
There's a song about Jacob's Ladder.
probably
That's
because
the
it killed
smallest
people.
tender I have ever seen in my life.
Well, it doesn't need,
that might
doesn't
be
need to go
about
very
the
far.
Jacob's ladder in the Bible.
Actually, it's not that one. It's a completely different one. It's neither.
Like the people's piercing.
Also, TBA, you clearly have not seen my engine, considering it looks like when I'm riding my tender, it looks like I'm trying to straddle a barrel.
Yeah, but your
Very
tender isn't a.
I've been told I look
Narrow
like a monkey
gauge.
riding a football.
That's the thing. I forgot that. I forgot to point out that the Mount Washington Cog is narrow gauge by half an inch.
Way to be those guys, Mount Washington.
Except they were around first.
Oh!
No,
Way
we're,
to be those guys, everyone. Had to one-up the Mount Washington.
Ellis, see, I thought of this as a kid after I went on the Mount Washington Cog for the first time.
what?
And so I thought it would be cool if they connected the Conway Scenic Francona Notch and the Cog Railway.
Well, that's what it used to be. That's what it used to be. The B&M used to run trains right up to the base station.
Except that they couldn't. I have a feeling 4-year-old TJ didn't realize the difference between narrow gauge and a cog railway and standard gauge.
Well, see, I didn't know it was narrow gauge at the time because it looked so close.
Because it is so close.
And I didn't really realize that it was a cog.
You were just like, oh, we're going up the hill.
It's like it's a train.
Yeah, I was like, train, choo choo, chug chug.
This is a steam train. They have steam train. Me, steam train.
Steam trainology, the study of steam train.
She, me, steam train.
But so it would be funny if they put like a lever in the cab, so you could bring the gears up and down on the engine, so they could drive it along like Francona Notch with the thingy with the coach, and then when they get to the base station, just go, all right, bring her down, and just move the thing forward.
Engage the pinion teeth.
And then just like climb up the mountain.
That's great.
How do you spell liar then?
Liar.
R.
Oh, I'm stupid sometimes.
Yeah, you are. Says the kid who's going to Hendricken. Jesus Christ.
Full scholarship at that.
By the
Full
way,
ride
this
scholarship.
just more Mount Washington ice for you.
Ah.
Wait.
Mom, look.
Notice-
Taylor was making snowman. I made a snow factory.
I made an ice man. That's what happens if you stand for too long.
Oh. Did an Iceman. You also pulled a Robert Frost.
Oh.
I'd like to point out that Pike's Peak is the highest railway in North America.
Oh my.
Because it's in Colorado.
Yes, it is. 420. Smoke coal every day.
Obligatory Pop Manly gift.
I X'd out that in the first 5 seconds.
Speaking of mountains, Ellis,
Holy
I
cow.
think you have a distinct lack of them.
Yeah, I did. Or rather, we do. Now, over at the New England Berkshire and Western, we had a little problem. I guess so. It was explained to me that the Rutland never had quite as many rock cuts or tight turns or anything, and we didn't like how the branch line was set up. So I just walked in there one day, and about 5 feet of scenery is just gone. And this was really good scenery, like finished scenery. I mean, you can't ever really call anything on Model Railroad finished, but
Nah.
finished. As good as it was going to look. And I went in there,
Ish.
and there was plaster everywhere and no scenery. And I was like, what happened? And so then I drove a train with a plow on it through the piles of plaster. And think like a boulders the size of, I don't know, boulders the size of Stevenson. Well, yeah. A scale boulder. Boulders the size of Stevenson's rocket sitting on the tracks. Like, oh god. And just kind of...
Did it actually move him out of the way?
Some of them. Some of them would get wedged under the cow catcher, and I'd have to, pick them up and move them out of the way. But then I was pulling. I had an engine with a cow catcher plow. Behind that, a track cleaning car, and behind that, 2 other engines, so that it would not make it and not, lose power on this incredibly dirty piece of track, thanks to everything, basically the earth blowing up around it.
Boom, snowstorm.
Yeah.
Boom.
Poof! Merry Christmas. I will say, however, despite all the maintenance and stuff, the NEB&W is probably the most realistic railway I've ever heard of. It sometimes rains and it sometimes snows. It has weather.
Jesus Christ. The friggin...
The rain.
The rain is not something that we predict, which is appropriate.
Which is,
but
yeah,
it's not something
realistic
that we should have either.
People are supposed to predict rain.
But also, we can call down rock and roll from the heavens, which I've done more than once. So, I like it.
I like it a lot.
God said, "Let there be rock." That's an AC/DC
like
song,
it
for
a
the
lot.
record.
And then came the Stairway to Heaven.
And highway.
Anyways, go ahead, Wiebold. Can. That's right. Can you just name him Can? Just go ahead with your thing.
Okay. Well, on the... Hang on. Filler.
Guys, filler.
Cow stroke move. Again.
I guess that's a default. What about the cow engine?
Caulk.
I'm just trying to put in all the...
Sand. Dirt.
Okay, I'm back.
Caulk.
Have arms.
Okay, no more fillers needed.
Good, I'm full.
Indeed.
Of
You
caulk?
can cut on the tryptophan. Of caulk.
Yes.
Caulk.
My stomach
Anyway.
is caulk.
Anyway, I got a nickname for my consolidation this week.
You have a consolidation?
Yes.
Yeah, he got a new engine.
This
does it
isn't
look
the
like?
new engine.
Oh, yeah,
this
this
is
is-
not the new engine.
That's right.
This is
The Connie's the old one.
This is Beta Rail, actually.
Yeah.
This is what it's going to be reincarnated. Spoilers.
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 Didn't you say you were thinking about not doing that?
I said I was thinking about not building a Mikado instead of restoring
that's
it.
right. So
It's
go ahead.
going to be resurrected rather than replaced.
Resurrected.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Spoilers.
Zombie train.
Anyway,
Never
this
mind.
consolidation, up until now, it hasn't really had much of a nickname, and it just...
Wait, what consolidation? Is it like a model?
Yes. No, it's one he
yes.
runs IRL.
Yes, TJ. It's a model.
No, like what scale?
HO.
All right,
Ho
that's all I
scale.
wanted to know.
His
It's
scale.
belt-driven. I thought we've been over this before. I thought I'd talk about talked about my...
TJ's dumb. We've gone over it. We've understood that.
Okay.
No, I
go
think
on.
I left early, and you talked about it maybe after I left.
Okay. Well, anyway, I have a consolidation, and up till this point, it hasn't really had a nickname. And somebody at the club, I didn't come up with this, but somebody at the club this week dubbed it the little engine that can, in fact, because it took a very, very, very heavy train up a very steep helix, a 4% grade helix, with a train that weighed about 6 pounds.
With loads of wheel spin, I'll point out.
Yeah, quite a bit of wheel spin on the first, although we did it later without the wheel spin. It went a lot slower, although I managed it without the wheel spin.
Okay. Yeah, because Lee, sometimes if you're stuck, just floor it. But,
Yeah.
Just
Sometimes if you floor it, the wheels will spin, and other times it'll actually grab and it'll just increase the crank power. But anyway, it can, in fact. It took a train of about 6 pounds. It took,
That's
I think,
astonishing.
12 ore cars, I think. Each of them that, of course, the club ones had the little car weights in them and they were scale weighted. I said enough of that, and I filled mine with gravel.
Uh-oh.
So
Oh.
each of my ore cars weigh like a pound. So
Jesus.
very, very heavy train. The wheels luckily weren't sticky, and the track was pretty clean after the cleanup. But no banker, no anything. 12 ore cars and caboose,
No bigger booty
and it
bang.
made it up. Yep, no bigger boogie banker. Also, on that same note of the consolidation, it stepped into its own right of fame this week at the club. It was the first engine to take a spin on our turntable successfully.
Do a barrel roll.
We've been doing our turntable for really since I've been at the club. We've been working on getting it up and running. And in this op session, we finally got the signal bridge for it put up and got power to the deck so it can actually work. We got turntable decking.
Yes.
Power to the deck.
But it became the first engine. It actually came off of a freight train. It was taking an eastbound freight train, got into Elizabeth. It wasn't a run night, but we ran probably the most prototypical night we ever have. I got dispatched. Somebody else fired up my engine, got it into the yard. They had switch diesels working and assembling trains, grabbing caboose, and another engineer.
Oh God, your microphone.
Don't you mean
Better?
Luke?
No.
Better.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. And another engineer, got everything ready, and I just kind of walked up with the throttle and took the train out of the yard, eastbound to its destination, took apart the train and put the engine back for a while, had it take on coal and water, and then turned it on the turntable and ran a commuter train westbound back to where it had originally started.
Yes.
So we ran probably the most, even though the entire operation overall was plagued with daylights, derailing, and engine seizure and stuff, mine was actually fairly problem-free. So...
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, and finally, one last thing that I had thought of, actually, for detail on my new HON3 consolidation, which I think is the one TJ was thinking of.
Yes.
I was thinking of adding fiber optic marker lights to it by running off of the headlight and using colored fiber optics, which, for those of you who don't know, are like little flexible plastic tubes that carry light through them.
Series of tubes.
And putting them in the marker lights so that you'd actually have green glowing marker lights whenever you turned on the light.
Yeah, but what if you wanted a white special train?
Then you put flags on it. We never had white marker lights. We always had green marker lights and white flags.
Oh, by the way, I found the Reddit thread.
Oh, okay.
I was just looking for that. I caught it.
Hmm.
Excellent. I can get rid of all these.
What was it, gonorrhea?
No.
Oh my.
Well, Milky, you don't seem to have anything.
No, I know Choo Choo.
TJ already went. Live Steam, we've kind of gone over, and we'll go over more in
We've
depth.
kind of gone over, but
deeper.
the first inklings of a potential TJ appearance at Train Mountain.
That's me.
Perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps. If we can also, Wiebold, I talked to my dad about coming to visit you guys sometime before Train Mountain.
Yes.
And we'll figure that stuff out at a point. At a point after I get home from college. Which is in 2 days? 3 days?
Oh, wow. You get done with finals pretty quick. I've still got a week.
Yes. I'm so
Are you
happy.
gonna-
I slept like an absolute brick last night. I was so happy.
I've still got that project I was working on while you guys were doing that is my German final, so...
Sig final.
See,
Sig final.
Bundle.
But if we get TJ there, you know what that means.
Terminus.
Entire Terminus live.
running the porter in reverse.
No!
Renting a train and going around the whole way out.
They should build a Hawasi loop somewhere.
I mean, they have a few, actually.
Well, yeah, but they don't have a... If they have one, they don't have a double. Like, most people go for loops, but the Hawasi loop is something special.
I think they
Special
might
needs.
have one.
Hawasi loop-de-loop.
Hawasi barrel roll.
Hawasi barrel roll.
Oh.
Do a barrel roll.
Woohoo! What about your new engine? Did you talk about that? I was kind of tuned out.
I think so, considering I bought it the day of the last Terminus, so...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What
I think
was
I
it?
talked about it. HON3280 TJ.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I now have Big Brother, Little Brother, standard gauge, and a narrow gauge 280.
Have you ever you should take a picture of them next to each other at an interchange.
I'll park them at Parker so that they can be on the dual gauge together.
Put them nose to nose.
Yeah. It's hilarious how small the narrow gauge one is. It's smaller than Lee.
See, now I want to come and visit. If I come visit you, I'm bringing Lee.
Yeah, you should. Although, I don't know if he'd be allowed to run because steel wheels and KD number 5 steel couplers.
No.
I don't know. I definitely have steel wheels.
I don't know, actually. If you wouldn't be opposed to it, I have some spare steel couplers. If you wanted me to put them on Lee, I guess we could.
I wouldn't care. If you are going to modify my engine to make it better, that's fine. I don't know why I would be objecting.
I don't know. They tend to work better overall, though sometimes don't work with hook-a-horn couplers.
Why would I ever put the two together?
Because that was an experiment I tried as a young one, and it never went well.
With horn hook couplers?
Turns out you can actually nip. You can use angle cutters and take the horn hook off of horn hook couplers so that they're kind of just like this nubby little knuckle, and they kind of fit into the KD couplers and actually work fairly well.
Jeez.
They don't like coming apart, but they hold together fairly well, and neither of them break. So
yeah, I don't know what. I'm pretty sure my couplers, they are knuckle, but they're plastic. So I don't know. I think they're plastic.
They might be compatible with KDs.
They're the Easy Mate couplers.
Yeah, the Easy Mate ones are the ones that we don't like.
Why?
Because they're plastic and they tend to break because they don't have springs. They rely on the tension of the plastic to.
Oh, these guys
couple.
have springs. Mine have springs.
No, they're the Mark IIs.
The Mark IIs, I don't think we have any. I think I
Mark
just have
IIs
the Mark
have springs. Because my little 042 has Mark IIs and it has springs too.
I'm pretty sure I have springs.
I think I only have the Mark 1s then. Although I guess most of my stock in my engine is kind of old considering 2009's kind of old for HO at this point.
And Lee is basically still shiny.
Yeah, Lee's still pretty new.
And
you know,
the unnamed 042 is
Brand
very
new.
new.
you can still buy Lee in the 040. You can't.
Yeah.
You can get the same. You can get my engine, although it's been remolded, remodeled, and it's been moved from the Spectrum line to the standard line, and it's also been given a gearbox rather than a belt drive. So it's different.
Probably, maybe a good thing.
I don't know. I do like the belt. It's very quiet, and it never needs to be oiled.
Yeah, that's true.
And it hasn't given up much for power, I don't think. I've never stalled. I'm always slipping, if anything.
Oh yeah, I've never stalled either. But that's because I weigh about as much as a pile of feathers. And
You weigh as much as you weigh less than my 042.
Well, yeah, that's because your 042 is big.
Not really. It's as big as a.
Probably a little bit taller than Lee, but
It is.
probably not that much bigger.
It's not that much bigger at all.
I was gonna say, I used to have one of those guys. They were kind of cool.
The whistle barely is like just about hitting the top of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, TBA, do you have anything for modeling?
I do actually. Lately I've been trying to figure out my model railroading dilemma. I'm not sure either to buy a lifelike set or a Bachmann set, but I'm leaning towards the Bachmann because I can buy 2 sets from Bachmann instead of the 1 set from lifelike.
What is this 1 set from lifelike?
That's
lifelike is the bottom of the barrel.
They're even worse than Tycho. And that's something.
Well, it was a set with an F7 because I really like F7s, and it came with like 8 other cars.
Yeah, don't ever get anything lifelike. They all have the horn hook couplers and they're not good.
I don't like those couplers.
They're very no bueno.
I do. They make switching so easy.
And then I also set up the Christmas train around the tree in my grandparents' elder community. I saw the man sitting. I saw the man setting it up and went over to help him out to save his back and his knees. I also set up the mogul to run around my tree for this year.
#Brogle.
And I was at a restaurant with a little SD40 pulling a circus train.
Yes.
And that's all I got.
Yes. Can you hear the fist pump?
Don't buy lifelike, especially when you have an option like lifelike or Bachmann.
Yeah.
Or Tycho.
Go with the
Never,
Bachman.
never
Yeah,
go
I'm
lifelike.
definitely leaning towards Bachman.
Lifelike Mantua and Tycho are kind of the cheapos.
No, wait.
The
Not
old
this-
Tycho stuff
this
is pretty good. The
lifelike-
old Tycho
this-
stuff is good.
Old Tycho, yeah.
This lifelike set is $117. The the one Bachman set I want for Christmas is $60.
Oh yeah,
And
get
then-
the box set.
Yeah.
And then the one I was gonna buy with the leftover money is only like
I don't know. You
90?
should get the regular set, and then you should get like a track pack or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, track pack or just DCC. For the cost of that lifelike set, which is probably a pretty cheapo, not very detailed DC engine, a couple of pretty crummy cars and oval track. If you belong to a club, that's a new DCC sound engine. That's Lee.
Yes.
Huh.
You could get Lee for that money.
You could also get the newer version of my consolidation.
Well,
I've been contemplating a new engine. I'm not sure when I would get an engine, or really where I would get the money. I mean, I have money, but I don't really want to spend it on that. Not because I don't
Spend it.
Not because I don't want that, but because I'm gonna have to pay for things
What is
that
this?
I want this money
Like
for.
Oregon.
Well, Oregon is in a separate fund, thankfully, which keeps me from wasting my Oregon money on things. But
Merry Christmas.
I don't know. I want Lee to kind of have a track mate, a friend.
My
Get
over
another
two.
one. Get another one and renumber them so that they're close to each other.
No,
Make 'em
I would get something different because I mean I have Lee and I want something bigger. I'd go for like a Mikado or a
A
Pacific.
10-wheeler.
No,
I'll open the door and
no.
Just don't do a Pacific, because then your club can stop neutering Hudsons.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, but I don't want them to take my Pacific and re-letter it any B&W.
I don't know. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, I like the NEB&W, but
Not
and
so
and
much
plus,
that,
then they would have to
but-
reneuter another Hudson when I actually walked away with my Pacific someday.
Why are we neutering locomotives?
'Cause they didn't have heavy Pacifics, so they got Hudsons and they replaced the rear truck.
That was cheating.
Wow.
Yeah.
it is cheating,
That's
and it is
cheating at model
despicable,
railroading.
which brings us to the scale.
V-scale.
Oh, I was gonna ask. I don't know. Never mind. Continue.
What?
V-scale. Let's go. I don't know. Who should go first? I'm kind of trying
say-
to bang out. What?
I say we kind of ping pong back to TJ with this thought of JDur as a quitter and a liar.
Yeah. Okay. And actually, that can segue into what I was going to talk about. So go ahead. Go ahead, TJ.
Oh God! All right. So last time on the Terminus, I'm not sure if I got to say it, but because I might have had to leave early, I'm not sure. But I had our good friend JDur Sheenek my route in trains.
Sheenik it?
Sheenik.
Sheenek.
He's Sean Connery.
Pancake?
He's Sheenicking.
Sheenik it?
I'm eating potatoes.
Potatoes.
So you're just talking Irish to be that way?
Yes. I'm gonna eat them all before
You
they run out.
Now you're
you
in
sound
New
like
York.
Sean Connery. How he's
That's
talking like
your
this.
microphone censored you, Wiebold.
It really did. That was perfect.
I'm gonna eat all the potatoes before they run out again.
Oh, well. Quick,
Irish
eat all the
potato
potatoes.
Let's eat all the potatoes.
I heard there are some in the DNS yard.
Oh dear.
Right. So
They're still there to this day.
So JDur had been working on my route since
Working in air quotes.
since before Thanksgiving.
Quote unquote working.
And
Slave.
so it had been going pretty well, and he sent me some screenshots, and it looked amazing. And then today I asked him if my route was finished because I had just gotten on the computer after a couple weeks, and obviously if he had been working on it so diligently like he had over Thanksgiving break, it would have been finished by now. And then he got in the call today, and I said, "Oh, so JDur, is my route finished?" And he goes,
He goes,
I'll be right back.
yeah.
So
That's exactly what happened.
So he comes back 5 minutes later. He goes, I'm not gonna finish it. I go, why not? And he goes, it's your route. I'm like,
Yeah, why don't you yourself, you lazy son of a gun?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I really don't feel like scenicking this, and I was like complaining about it. He's like, I'll scenic it for you. And I was like,
So you just proved our point. Yes, you were being lazy, and he wanted to be nice, and now you're being mean.
No, because he likes
And
scenicking.
despicable.
He always says how much he loves scenicking.
You should have still paid him for it. Then he would have gotten it done.
Probably gonna wind up.
Yeah, that's
Stupid union.
Yeah.
Might as well go blow up.
And that's
some
why the
mines
unions
now.
were created.
And that is the unions again.
Now I gotta go blow up a mine.
boom.
Shout out to Clive Cussler.
Unionistic euphemisms. Speak of TJ, how are you going on?
Yeah, how far are you?
Let's see. I've had to read 2 books a quarter for my English class.
Oh.
It's okay.
So I've been reading none of it.
Winter/holiday/Christmas/Hanukkah/ whatever you want to call it break is coming.
I have to finish reading Into Thin Air.
Oh yeah, that book.
Yeah.
Have fun with that book.
Yeah. It's actually not that bad.
Enjoy your ride, Triple Play.
I've been reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
That's a good book.
It is an amazing book so far.
Not for a 5th grader.
You're not a...
Did you read that in the 5th grade?
Yeah.
That is terrible.
I know, that's why I hated it.
I would totally read that in the 5th grade. I was like a boss. That's miles above my reading level.
Book to read. I was too, but that's a tricky book to read even like now.
Oh yeah, no, it's not an easy read.
That is not an easy or leisurely read by any stretch of the imagination.
It's a really good one, though.
5th grade mind who didn't want to do anything except play with my Thomas train.
Well, that's the appropriate response.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So,
that was a waste of a summer. I'll tell you that.
But I was actually talking to JDur about your route. I told him multiple times to start charging you. We were trying to work out prices, and in the meantime, I was texturing my own route because I'm not a lazy son of a gun.
Hey, I'm starting on
TJ, and you're not despicable.
Hey, I'm gonna scenic my route as soon as I get it downloaded from him.
Anyways, but yeah, I was working very hard on the side of the mountain that faces Tardis Pass, so that when I run a train this coming operating session, it won't be gray.
Whoa.
And also I realized some accidental changes I made in my texturing style, and now I'm looking at where the border is going to be between the two and going, oh. Like, this is not going to look good.
I have a question.
What?
Trees
about your
everywhere.
route, Ellis.
What?
How come it's like desert all over the place?
It's rock.
Like your mountains look like desert.
It's rock.
Well, that's the thing I realized. I realized that the earlier mountains were a lot darker, and I was wondering what I was doing. And then I realized that I had kind of changed around the way I was using the rivulets to make things, a lot darker than they were. So instead, this area's become a lot lighter than I expected it to be.
You should make it like gray or rock, so it doesn't look like you're in the middle of Arizona.
Well, firstly, what's wrong with the middle of Arizona? And secondly,
Nothing.
I'm not going to go.
Vegas is wrong.
I'm not going to go ahead and retexture everything.
Vegas isn't in Arizona.
I know it's not. I was hoping somebody would catch that.
Sure you
I've
did.
been there twice. I know where it is.
Yeah, I caught it. All right, Wiebold.
Good. Okay, good, because I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the stupid one.
Yes.
Wait, why do I have a point all of a sudden?
For geography fail. That's what I meant when I said I caught it.
Oh.
I came in second place in my school geography bee. I know where things are.
Yeah, but you don't know how to spell liar.
Shut up.
So you wouldn't do so good in a spelling bee.
No. I like to talk, but not spell.
Oh,
Spiel.
surprise.
Smeals.
You're putting emphasis on the wrong syllable there, Ellis.
Well.
What?
What?
Quittance.
You what, mate?
Ew,
Ah.
Hello.
Anyways, I was talking to JDur about things
Ellis,
that...
have you ever... okay, continue. Never mind.
Talking to JDur about things that need to be fixed, and what will be the first and last... Or, I believe I actually talked about this in the most recent episode, what I could figure would be the last piece of the Timberwolves Veil and Anaconda built. And
you don't need to hear it again, you already talked about it. I'm kidding.
Spoilers.
Well, I don't watch this train series, so...
Wow, how do you think you make him feel?
I don't care.
Yeah, I wouldn't think he really cared if I did or not.
I talked to you about it in person, or not in person, but on Skype, or now. Anything interesting that happens.
I watch the run sessions. I don't watch the texturing and mountains though, because if I was in the mood for doing that, then I'd do it on my own route.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why don't you make your own videos, Wiebold?
Well, he has.
I have. That is a great. Okay, I released a new.
God damn it, Wiebold!
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
What are you, the kid from the Polar Express? Go ahead.
That was like the scene in Lone Ranger where the coach that Tonto's on rolls up to the edge of the bridge and he's like, break, ooh, okay, made it.
What the hell was that?
Go watch the Lone Ranger. It's great.
Yeah. But anyway, I have released a new Trains video, and it is a trailer for my route, which will be released on the platform of Trains, A New Era in 2015.
2015.
The route will cover approximately 40 miles of all-gauge track, or not all-gauge track.
All gauge, every gauge.
40
gauge.
About 40 miles of all the different gauges of track that'll be on the route, which are 2-foot gauge, 3-foot gauge, and standard gauge, American standard gauge.
Yes, 2-foot gauge.
The 2-foot gauge has about a 1.5 mile branch line, and also another mile branch line out in the desert. The narrow gauge encompasses approximately 25 miles, and the standard gauge does the rest. So
math.
Yeah, because I haven't done much of the standard gauge yet. I actually haven't done anything that's standard gauge. I've done a little bit of dual gauge, but no pure standard gauge yet.
What is this map called?
This is the Denver and Rio Grande Western Copper Pass, or Copper
Mesa.
Yeah, Copper Pass, because it runs through the town of Copper Mesa to Timber Peak, and I was going to call it Timber Pass, although that sounds an awful lot like the Timber Ridge line.
Also, it just sounds bad.
Even though it's not quite, even though they're not the same route and they're not made by the same people, the Timber Ridge line is a great route for Trains 06, and it was definitely the inspiration for this route. So maybe check out those couple of videos. He has a couple of run-throughs with his route, the Timber Ridge line. It's Trains 2006 again. It's good, but it's just a little bit dated. It's by Will Hada. I'll get you a link, Ellis.
Yep.
Stop having an aneurysm. But anyway,
No, I wasn't. I was typing in Timber Ridge line, and I tried to say woo, because you said Trains 06, and then I was in the middle of typing Ridge, so I went were.
I was like, where is it? Why stop doing these things?
Where?
They're really catchy, and the guy's name is Will Gannett.
Oh god!
Outdated.
And your microphone just censored his name completely.
Yeah, I know. It sounded like he said this.
Better.
Yep.
Okay. The guy's name is Will Gant. He's a really talented guy, and again, his route, the Timber Ridge line, is probably the biggest.
That's what it sounded like he said. Like censored.
How are you supposed to know? Oh, for goodness sake! You're all really immature.
Hey, how am I immature? I'm just sitting here with the mic that's spazzing.
No, we all are.
Your microphone's
That's
immature, Wiebold.
Anyway, I have also, speaking of Trains New Era, we have that on the way, which leaves JDur as the only one who doesn't have it.
Me.
He could have it. He just doesn't know yet.
He could.
Anyways, speaking of pre-ordering
Also,
Tane, Milky?
I have one more thought.
Oh, okay, Wiebold.
There's a new Rails of War snapshot probably coming out Christmas.
Okay, fantastic.
So, Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Hey.
Although it's a Russian mod, so it's instead of ho ho ho, it's ho 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 ho.
Yes.
Oh, oh.
Speaking of hey,
Bad
Yeah.
Albert's here?
I pre-ordered Train to New Era for my birthday.
And weed?
I'm so happy about it. I did some grass texturing for the Southern and kickstarted a new series on that.
See what it looks like from your thing. It looks like you said you pre-ordered Train to New Era and some grass.
Grass.
I noticed that.
Yes.
TJ, I'm seeing two of you in this document.
I only see one of Milky, but
And I'm prepping the work and starting for a secret for a transition to a new era, as well as adding to it. The new features that I'm adding to this map are, like, you can track the car on the road on the map, and you can also
Drivable
dispatch-
worker.
Yeah.
drivable worker.
Yeah. And you can also sit in this whale fan tower in the yard and do dispatch and
Hey.
switch out the yard.
Ooh.
And I also will use the trailer for my route
Copycat.
and gave credit to everything,
Yes.
of course.
What?
Wiebold off in the end of narrow gates.
Hey. Anyways,
I can work on tomorrow work, and that's it.
yeah, I think we're pretty much all set for the day, unless TBA, you have something in V-scale.
I do actually. My
Fantastic.
trains 2012 has taken a turn on me and no longer operates on my computer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Good.
Well, at least you ordered Trains to New Era.
You.
However, I have pre-ordered Trains in New Era.
I
and
just said that.
well,
The bluntness.
I wanted to say it,
TJ Smash.
and am
Seriously.
anxiously waiting its arrival, as well as the arrival of the beta on Monday.
You think I care?
Boo! Beta on Monday.
Taking words out of my mouth.
Beta.
Beta, beta.
Is it beta? It's beta.
It is beta.
Beta.
It's not
Except
beta.
Except for someone shouldn't have to wait until Christmas for that beta.
Beta heart Katniss, and you also do it on eggs. But that's it.
Whoa.
What?
What?
Like an egg beta.
Oh.
I
Ha, 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 ha.
And,
No, you're getting a point
beta-
for that.
And beta Malark. Oh.
I see what you did. I saw that.
What?
I saw that movie. I see what you did.
It's also a book, Milky.
Yeah, but I didn't read the book.
Whoa!
Well, Milky doesn't know how to read.
Yeah, I do.
There are suddenly 2 blank pages.
Suddenly, pineapples.
Oh no, Rainbow Doge.
What happened to Rainbow Doge?
It's
He got-
2 pages down.
He got murdered.
The hell?
Oh. There
Ooh. What happened?
Somebody moved Rainbow Doge.
God damn it.
Trying to get him back to where he belongs.
Rainbow Doge is making a comeback.
Rainbow Doge.
Well, we
Anyways.
get our
Let's move that down to its own page. And fix that. Now we have the terminations on its own page. And then I'm just going to finish up who goes when.
Ellis, how do you not have any points?
I don't know.
I
What did I do?
don't know.
You were singing at the beginning.
Yeah, but you guys liked it.
That's fair. Wait, so when you sing and everybody likes it, that's okay, but when I sing and everybody likes it,
Check Nobia.
When did people like it?
I hate it.
that's fair.
If you sang it was good and everybody liked it, fine.
If everyone agreed with it.
Okay.
Anyways, I think that's just about it for today. We're gonna break into the terminations here, first one's first. I'm
No,
gonna
someone's going. No.
stop moving the rainbow Doge. Put him back.
Thank you, Jay. You,
TJ, put him back.
That wasn't me.
I saw your cursor down there. Own up to it and put it back.
It's like the Battle of the Rainbow Doge.
Okay.
Battle for Rainbow Dogs.
Battle for Rainbow Doge.
Okay, good.
That's
Rainbow
fine.
Dogs back where he is.
And unsurprisingly, TJ is going to go through his termination first.
Why?
You have 2 points.
Because
I have 2 points from what?
I don't remember.
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did.
Uh-uh.
You obviously did something to earn them.
I never bothered to write down. I never bothered to write down what you
Las
guys
Vegas
do.
was in Arizona, so
That was you.
I know, but you got it at that time.
No. It didn't. It wasn't the geography fail. It was probably something else. I don't remember what it was.
We watch podcasts.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
But I'm not going to do that.
Drop it in the comments.
So TJ, what
Can
do
you
you
move your mic away
what do you have
from
to say for
your
yourself?
Whoa.
face? Sounds like Darth Vader's on the podcast. I just heard.
We don't need an impression of it.
We were all here for it.
Yeah.
TJ, what do you have to say for yourself?
That was my termination. Darth Vader's on the podcast.
Dear.
Bye bye, TJ. Next, a little bit more surprisingly, because he managed to come in second this time, is Wiebold with 2.
Wait, where'd I get 2 from?
I gave you one earlier, and then I gave you one just now.
Why just now?
Because of the pun.
What pun?
I don't remember, you made a pun.
The
The PETA pun.
Oh,
The Hunger Games
Oh.
one.
I
Oh,
didn't
that
want
one.
to repeat it.
oh, that one. All right.
Oh, that's where that
my,
was?
my termination. TJ is despicable. Milky is a copycat, and JDur is off the hook.
Excellent. Milky, you got anything to say to that?
Yeah, you too. Take it. George Sandwalk, that's return to Portland. The wayward retirement. Pretty much, he was an Amtrak engineer and ran the coast started from Klamath Falls to Portland. And how he got retired was really evident.
Oh yeah, the fireworks, that's right.
Yeah, when the train went over them.
That was awesome.
Fantastic. Alright, and Avenger.
I am beginning my model railroading adventures this year.
Begging.
Woo!
Begging again, hon.
They're both begging. Look.
Here.
Model
We're not allowed to
Railroad
beg.
Adventures. Good luck to you, TBA. And my final decree is that go ahead and enjoy your break with any title you please.
Break.
I hope
Fair
you guys
enough.
enjoyed this. And everyone, it's time to say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
No, I didn't copy.